Hey. Tav found an out-of-this-world story from our space. Actions speak louder than words, so when someone says one thing and does another, they're showing you exactly who they are. Today on our space, it's so much more than a video game addiction. My wife drove 10 hours to spend the weekend with another man. So I'm very new to all of this, but I feel like I have a pretty crazy story to share, and I need some help from the people that have had to unfortunately deal with this type of thing as well. I apologize beforehand for the wall of text. Background info. I'm a 39 male. My spouse is 36 female. We've been together for 16-ish years, married almost 14 years. We have 2 boys, 12 and 9. My wife and I have always gotten along very well in the past. There's obviously been arguments or disagreements, but we never fight. We've always been able to communicate pretty effectively. My wife is a hairstylist by trade, and I am a nurse. She was also an educator from a major brand name and really enjoyed what she did. For me, I have continued to grow my career, and about 4 to 5 years ago, I accepted a director role. During this time, I was making good money, and since my wife is a hairstylist, typical work hours are evenings and weekends, she was missing out on a lot with our boys. So we made the decision for her to be a stay-at-home mom for the boys, but keep her education role because she truly loved it. Then COVID hit, and no more education job now either. Once COVID slowed a bit, I took another promotion. So now I'm making really good money, and we're not concerned that she isn't working. Then, boom, September of 2020, our oldest is diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic. This is a huge lifestyle change for us, and ultimately caused a lot of stress, anxiety, depression for both of us. So over the past few years, we have slowly grown apart. Date nights disappeared totally for the next 2 years. We were afraid of leaving him with other people, but we're getting much better with that now. We both became distant to each other and kind of became roommates during this time instead of partners. During all this, I'm 100% accepting of the fact that I wasn't the best husband. I kind of left her on an island, and I wish I could change it, but unfortunately, I can't. I was there physically, but I wasn't there emotionally. Since she wasn't working, I expected her to care for her son's blood sugar during the night since I had to be up early for work. I expected her to do the household chores during the day. On the flip side, she began to resent me for not helping around the house or helping as much at night with crazy blood sugars. For a couple that had once been great at communicating, we were no longer communicating at all. We'd high-five at the door with busy work schedules and super busy sports schedules with our boys and stopped taking time for each other. During all this, my wife began playing a video game with our boys called Fortnite. She really enjoyed it and started playing even when the boys were not. She would play late at night after I went to bed, and she would stay up, sometimes all night, playing while she monitored her son's blood sugar. You get to the point that she would literally be playing when I got up, got home from work, and went to bed. With this game, she created an online group of friends, and over the past 6 months, this group of 5 to 6 people would play together all the time. This is where the infidelity begins. She befriended this one guy in particular. I didn't figure this out till later, but she was chatting with him on Instagram regularly. She sent him a gift in the mail, and then she made up this huge lie to go visit him. She told me one of her friends from her days as an educator was opening a new salon and was wondering if my wife could come for the weekend and help with her grand opening. My wife told me this story, and having zero reason not to believe or trust her, I was totally okay with it. She drove 10 hours away to spend the weekend with this guy she met online. For whatever reason, while she was gone, I got onto our iCloud account and noticed a bunch of recently deleted photos. My heart sank when I saw them. Nothing sexual, but I now knew what was happening. She essentially shut her phone off the entire trip and barely communicated with me or the boys while she was gone for 4 days. Ultimately, she came home, lied about the trip, and I confronted her about what was really going on. It took her a few hours, but she finally came clean about what she did. She is adamant that it was solely a friendship, that nothing sexual happened. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. She left and spent the weekend with another man. The trip happened about 6 weeks ago. After the initial shock, we actually had some great conversations. We opened up about how we ended up where we are, how we got to this place in our relationship. It truly was the best conversation we had had in years. During all of this, she never tried to downplay what she did. She took 100% responsibility for her actions, and to all of that, we decided that we were going to try to make it work. We both said that we loved each other, and that divorce is not what either of us wanted. I also have started seeing a therapist during this time as well. If not, I think I would lose my mind. The one thing that I asked her to do after all of this was to please block 100% of contact with this guy. She agrees. Ultimately, she deleted Fortnite, and she deleted all of her social media apps. Fast forward to 2 to 3 weeks ago. We are driving to my son's baseball game, and I notice she has Snapchat on her phone. I look at her and say, "Is that Snapchat?" She quickly denies it. Once we get to the game, I walk up behind her, and she's logging out of Snapchat. So I just walk away. She finds me, apologizes, and hands me her phone and begs me to look through it. But I'm not interested at this point. Later that night, we argue about it, and I tell her to get out of the house. Ultimately, colder heads prevail, and she stays. Fast forward to the next weekend. I decided to stalk this guy's TikTok account. And who do I see as one of his followers? My wife. This leads to another huge fight, where I tell her she needs to go and I want a divorce. We slept in separate beds that night, and again, I didn't pull a trigger and push the issue of her leaving. Now fast forward to just a few days ago. I bust her playing Fortnite with this guy online. I actually look at her phone later that night as well and see a message to one of her other online friends that says, "I'm so ridiculous. I wish name, but get on so we could all play together." Another huge fight, and this time I'm done. I pack all my crap and leave and spend the night at my brother's place. Ultimately, I'm sleeping back in her house. We had tickets for my youngest son to attend his first ever Major League Baseball game Saturday night. And we had amusement park tickets for today. So for the boys, we all did these things together. We had another long talk to Swanee. She said that the only way this works is if I get my anger outbursts under control, which I agree it is not healthy in any capacity. And I stopped stooping to her phone, even though she told me she was an open book and left her phone unlocked so I could look if I wanted to. So I did get a hold of my therapist today, and he referred me to an anger management group session, which I signed up for this Wednesday night. She told me again today that she would cut him out and she would stop playing Fortnite because it wasn't worth it. She said she wanted to go to marriage counseling, and she still says she doesn't want to get divorced. I woke up 3 hours ago, 2 a.m., and walked downstairs, and she's sitting on the couch playing Fortnite. Granted, she wasn't playing with that guy, but I bet she would have been if he would have been online too. She literally told me this morning that she was never going to play again, and here we are. I'm done fighting over it. I just told her good night and walked away. I'm not going to lie. I have been very overbearing towards her for the past 6 weeks as well since she has returned. Obviously, I have lost all trust in her. I want to know every move she makes, where she's going, who she's going with. This has been really frustrating for her as well. And I get it, but I don't know how to get past this part of it. All I know is, if there is any chance of making it past this, I have to be able to step back a bit. But it has been really hard for me to figure out how to do that, or even if I should. So, I'm not too sure how this will end up, but I think I have a pretty good feeling of where we are heading. I hate it too, because I truly do still love her, and I think that she really does still love me, but I don't know if we are in love anymore. I'll update as we go, but not sure if counseling will be able to help us at this point. Update. I have a meeting set up with a local divorce attorney tomorrow to advise me on next steps. You all are wonderful people. I will keep you updated on the process. Let's see what some of those wonderful people had to say in the form of comments. Beb252 says, she promised not to play Fortnite. Not a few hours later, she's sitting on the couch playing Fortnite. Not sure what you are looking for. This is a person who can't be trusted. I'm pretty sure she didn't drive 10 hours just to be friends or play Fortnite. Blade982 says, she's gaslighting him so bad, he's getting help for an issue he doesn't have. He doesn't have anger issues. He's reacting to her constant lies and manipulation. At this rate, she's going to convince him he's mad. Appletree780 chimes in, you have to wake up from denial, mate. There's a reason why she didn't tell where she was headed to. She didn't drive 10 hours just to play Fortnite or hang out. She screwed him, and now continues to lie to you. You said she took 100% responsibility when you talked, but her actions speak louder than words. She's continuing contact with the affair partner and doesn't care about your feelings. She doesn't respect or care about you, judged by these actions. You're being used as a doormat and allowing it as well. A deleted user had this to say before the account got deleted. She didn't drive 10 hours just to talk to this guy. They had sex. I would have already been on the phone with a lawyer. I would have also packed her crap and told her she can drive another 10 hours and stay with him. Grendel Rex says, every single boundary you set in your relationship, she breaks. Every promise she makes to you, she breaks. Adults don't drive 10 hours and cut off all communication to your family just to hang out with someone. Good luck. If I were in your shoes says, if it were me, OB, and I jumped in, here's how I would handle it from this point. Today I would call attorneys and set up a time to meet with them. I would file for divorce as soon as I met them. I would have her served at home. When the attorney tells me she's being served, I would call her parents and mine and let them know I filed for divorce, why I filed, referencing her infidelity, what I have asked her to do, and her weekend trip naming the guy. When I get home, I would ask her to leave. She does not have to, but I would tell her she no longer has access to the master bedroom, and if she wants to be more comfortable, she can move in with her boyfriend. Next, I would change the Wi-Fi password and remove her cell phone from my plan. I would take half the money out of the account and close them out and hand her to the checks and say, this is half of the accounts. I would make her life feel the strain of you not funding her, and I would tell her I'm not funding your affair. Until she takes drastic actions, I would not even consider reconciliation. And I would tell her that she is with you to explain to the kids why you're not sleeping in the bedroom with me. And I want you to name your boyfriend to them and state he is your boyfriend. That we will be getting a divorce because you chose your boyfriend over me. When she asks why and begs you to stop, look at her and say until you stop it all, give me 100% access to your phone, with a child protection program on it, so I can read everything you type. I will. It stops this divorce. Only until you decide you choose me and your family over him and this addiction you have, will I even consider it. And then will be shown through your actions, not your empty words. Yikes, OP. I think there's a lot of valid comments here. I'm not sure someone would drive 10 hours and stay for 4 days to only be platonic. Her actions absolutely speak louder than words. She promises you things and then does the opposite. She said you could have access to her phone, but then gets mad at you for the outbursts. I think your outbursts are completely warranted. And I'm not sure you're being overbearing. You, your frustration, and your suspicions aren't the issue here. It would be frustrating hearing someone say one thing and then go back on them time and time again. She's absolutely impossible to trust. If she were at all serious about working things out with you, she would cut all contact, including not playing Fortnite. She's not taking it seriously, as she's certainly not taking the relationship seriously. It seems as though she's proven who she is to you, and who you are to her. I think you know exactly what to do here, OP. What do you think? Thank you for joining us today on Our Space. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video. We'd hate for you to miss one. And if you like what you see and hear, please let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time.